we know this is not the cosplay broadcast. We just, we got so many costumes. We say, hey, why not?
We got cosplayers coming in, so you guys are more than welcome. But this is Geek Out Virtual Con Day 2, and we are with the ICC Creative Independent Creators Connection. This is another one where I'm like, Terrence, can you make the name a little bit longer?
Yeah, I know, right?
But if you guys could go through, I'm going to share the StreamYard link with ICC so that people come in and they can kind of do a quick hello and maybe show their book and the things that they do and how they participate in ICC. So I'm going to be right back for that. If you guys want to kind of do a roundtable, introduce yourselves, I'll be right back. It's all yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Terrence Baker. Should I go first, Antonio or Bill, or do you guys want to go first?
No, you go ahead.
All right.
No, you're good.
My name is Terrence Baker, and I am a comic book publisher, photographer, and a cosplayer. I have a little something to do with ICC. It was created on May 23rd, 2013, and we started with about 10 people, just a couple of close-knit friends, and then probably a month later we had about maybe 30 people. And probably 2 months later, 100 people. So it just kept growing and growing, like-minded individuals. I was pretty surprised when we had the first 100 people. I'm like, wow, we got 100 people in the group. That's fantastic. And I didn't think we were going to get any more than that. But today, I'm proud to say, 6, 7 years later, how many years it is later, that we have over 10,000 folks in the group. And that's quite an accomplishment. And that's enough about me. I can go all day. So let Mrs. Baker go.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deidre Baker, and I'm Mrs. Terrence Baker. I am a cosplayer, an actress, and an overall general supporter of all things that my husband and ICC does. So just happy to be here.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Bill McCormick, a.k.a. Bill McSci-Fi. I'm the illegal love child of Terrence and Deidre Baker. Just kidding. I'm a science fiction author, comic book author. I do some web design to pay bills when I have to. Don't like it, but I do it. And what else? Really, that's kind of it. I throw words at a screen and pray to God they come out into coherent sentences. So, do what I can. Oh, and I'm the assistant editor for ICC Magazine. Duh.
That magazine, that's what he's talking about right there.
Right there.
All right. My name is Antonio Johnson. I am a graphic designer and illustrator. I recently just finished my first book. It's called City Blues here. I wouldn't consider myself a writer, but I can write. But I've been drawing my entire life and fell in love with comic books a long time ago and started creating my own characters like most of us did when we were younger, and was able to actually bring all of that into fruition. Last October, I finished my first book. I stumbled across ICC. I wasn't on Facebook or anything, but my wife was, and she said, "Hey, how about this?" And just being a part of ICC and seeing what other independents are doing, and it just helped motivate me and inspire me to continue to do it. Because like most artists, sometimes we get there and we're like, oh, this is not going to work. I don't like this, or we're unmotivated sometimes, and just being around other creatives get those juices flowing again. It's like, okay, let's get this pencil to paper. Let's get to work. So I appreciate Terrence Baker and the whole ICC group for that.
We certainly appreciate you too there, Mr. Johnson. You definitely are one of the people in here that we look forward to seeing what you're going to post and participate. And you've been doing a wonderful job, by the way, too. So we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys could tell us about. Yep, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
Well, I wanted to say that if you guys can share, the ICC journey, because I know Terrence, you've been a comic book creator, you're an artist, you're a cosplayer with your wife. Tell us about some of the characters, this journey that got you from basically maybe, drawing on scraps of paper to creating your first book to getting a magazine published that is like nationally distributed. Tell us about ICC.
Well, the journey. Where can I begin? It's a long story, but I'm going to try to summarize it and give you the shortened version. I myself, I've always been what I consider myself a nerd. Okay, let me say that first of all. But I consider myself a cool nerd. All right. Ever since I could pick up a pencil and write and draw, I think probably some of my earliest memories of drawing are probably third, fourth, fifth grade. That's when it really it came to the reality with me because I knew I enjoyed doing that. And what I'm talking about would later become sequential art. Okay, so we started initially with just a pencil and paper. That's how most artists start. Just pencil and paper, and I wasn't super good or anything in the beginning. I just know I enjoyed it. Okay, so as the years progressed, probably around the fifth grade, I think I actually won my very first art contest in the fifth grade. Yes, a kid competing against other fifth graders and stuff. It was at the mall, and I came in first place, and that was the first ribbon I ever got for drawing. Okay, so going to sixth grade, some people started noticing it, teachers, friends, and people like that, and they said, "Hey, could you draw this for me? Could you draw that for me?" And I'm like, "Sure," because it was something that I love to do. All right. So after that, I would probably say seventh grade and eighth grade, the faculty, the teachers, they would have me draw like murals, big murals on the cafeteria walls and stuff, scenes for summer, whatever's going to be history month, whatever it was. And obviously I was no Picasso or something like that, but old boy was pretty good with the pencil. Okay, so it just kept going. Ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, I would do stuff for the school. Junior and senior year, I got into the local newspaper in the high school to draw for the yearbook calendar, for the Rampage. That's what, I do. And of course, I met my wife in high school too. And she knew that in the very beginning that, this is a guy that, likes drawing. Okay. So go to, graduate in high school, a little bit of college here. And then I went into the military. I was still doing it. One thing I needed to say is that during high school, I started creating, actually in middle school, I started creating my own characters, what we call OCs, original characters. I would draw little comic books and put them on the back of, is it Steno pads, and I just keep them in the closet, my own universe. I started very, very young and I kept going and, never really thought anything about it. I was like, oh, this is only for me to see, only for my own appreciation. So a month later, I come back and look at the book, and say, wow, I created this. So, going to adulthood, went to the military, I'd still draw stuff and it would get noticed here and there. So I did my time, got out of the military, and I had a collection of all those books that I had done for the most part. Obviously some of them got thrown away, we're moving, and your folks, your parents throw stuff away. He's gone now, he doesn't need it. So a lot of good stuff got thrown away. And I always kept the comics here and there in the closet. I've been a big comic fan, reader, and appreciating sequential art since I was a kid. So it took me getting out of the army, and one of my friends, James Bethel, was a good friend of mine. He said, "You know what? You should try to get some of this stuff published." So I did. I published the first book in 2013 on Indie Planet Kablam. I'd done some other things series prior to that, and they were local publishing and stuff like that. So after that, I got the first book out. I was like, "Wow, I like this. I enjoy it." And then somebody bought it. What? Somebody bought this? So that was my clue right there. Hey, there's a whole nother side to this, which I was never trying to get into it for the money, but come on, any income you can get from something you're passionate about is good. All right, jump to 2013. I was a member of so many groups, seeing stuff here and there. I see a lot of drama sometimes. I don't like drama. I'm gonna say that again. I do not like drama at all. I like passionate, like-minded people who are committed to a genre or medium that's successful for everybody. So I said, let me create my own group. Let me just try it. So I did it. ICC. All right. A lot of people joined. Some of those notable people we got to definitely shout out is Pam Harrison, Pam, Bill McCormick, Jerry Lee, Christian, Charles. A lot of people that are behind the scenes with creating the magazine. So Pam initiated the Kickstarter for the magazine. successful Kickstarter. They got distributed. We all know what's going on with Diamond now, but we got in there, and it was sold all over the place. I couldn't do it all by myself, obviously. I'm the guy that just loves to draw. Now you get technical expertise. You got Pam, you got Bill, who obviously you've seen for a couple of days, does a lot of great writing. Jerry and Charles, who they do a lot of articles and interviews and stuff like that. So it just kind of took off, and I was overwhelmed. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. All right. And it just grew from there. And that's the essence of the journey. Now, I'd be kicking myself in the butt if I didn't mention that in 2015, 16, and 17, ICC, we threw our own cons. That's right, own cons, ICC Con. They were in Orlando, Florida. That's where we lived at the time. Folks came from all over. We had Alex Fernandez and the team of body jumpers coming from New York. And Alex, he's a big film producer for Indies. And Eric the Smoke Moran from Philadelphia. People travel afar to come be at ICC Con. Jake Estrada, David Grace, those guys, bless them. A whole bunch of people. All right. So we did it 3 years in a row. And it did cost me out of my, my pocket a little money, but sometimes you got to make a sacrifice. And that was something I never thought I would do ever. It was fantastic. And it gravitates to other people. So now we got Mr. Johnson, we got Bill in there, and they can give you their stories of as well as ICC. Obviously, my number one fan and supporter is my wife Deetria. She's been there from the beginning. She could tell you a little bit more about it too. So I'll let her speak right now.
ICC is like our other child. So he is up all times of night and day and just really looking at ICC and looking at all the great artwork and pictures and stories that people post. So I can definitely say that he really truly loves ICC and all of the people that are members of ICC. And he is so proud when someone puts out a new book, or someone does a photo shoot, or someone does a movie or something. He is incredibly proud of ICC, and he talks about it wherever we go. Like, all our family and friends know about it, his coworkers. So it's just something that I think for him came along at a great time in his life. Like he said, he had been in the military for over 20 years, and coming back out into the civilian world was not an easy transition for him. So drawing was like his escape. Right. And once he created ICC and found that there were other people who had the same mindset as him and other creators, it really brought him out of a kind of dark place for a while, because he didn't mention, but he's a combat veteran. So he's been to war. So for him, I saw the change in him once he became involved with ICC. It really changed his life for the better. So just thank you to everyone that's in ICC, because it really changed Terrence for the better. It really helped him out a lot. I think it was very therapeutic, and it continues to be therapeutic for him.
And let me tell you how powerful ICC is. I don't know how many of you know Trina Robbins. Does anybody know Trina Robbins? Well, I'm going to introduce you to her if you don't know her. Trina Robbins is a female comic book artist. She was the first artist, female, to draw Wonder Woman in the comics. Can you see that? She's featured in ICC magazine issue number 8. Pam Harrison did that interview. So Bill and Pam, they do so many fantastic interviews with a lot of people. This is powerful. This lady is a historian in the comics. I mean, you're talking about Will Eisner and all those other wars. She's a part of that, So that's pretty powerful. All right, I could keep going, but I don't want to take the whole.
Well, I just wanted to, Deetria, I see you are in your costume. Were you doing the photo shoots and stuff like that? I mean, obviously everything's shut down, so you can't go out and present that at a con, but what are you wearing?
This is actually the debut of this cosplay. And like you said, I had it custom made, but then Corona came around and just took center stage for everything. So yeah, this is actually the debut, and this cosplay is Nubia, and she is actually the sister to Wonder Woman. So yes, this is the debut, and hopefully when everything gets back to our new normal, I'll be able to debut her at an actual face-to-face con. But yeah.
Nubia's in the house. I gotta also mention, because you asked us about the journey and cosplay. Pink Hammer was another character.
I see the Pink Hammer, yeah.
Yeah, I got several Pink Hammers, and I base it basically on my wife. Strong, independent woman. Can you guys see us? Okay, we both from camera. Okay, and that is an incredible invention, I got to admit, because that took off far
Mhm.
more greater than I thought it would. Because Alex Fernandez in New York, he featured her on his series, The Body Jumpers, with an actual actress, Miss Davis. And then I've had other people cosplay Pink Hammer, and I do my own YouTube series. And I'm an artist. I'm not a special effects guy and all that, but I'm passionate about what I do. So some of the OC characters that we create, they actually get some predominant time, and that's great. Hey, Paige.
Hey, what up, Mr. Baker, Mrs. Baker? What up, D?
Hey,
Dun, dun,
Hey, Rodney.
dun.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Bill.
Bill.
Hi, Meredith. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. So I wanted you guys to kind of like show your comic books if you've got them available, and just tell us where we can find you. Because
okay.
I have your copy. Paige. That's not your first name, but everybody calls you Paige. And I've got your signed copy of Chess in the other room. And that's mine. Like we were like, okay, what are we going to do for door prizes and stuff like that during this event? And I was like, nope, that's mine. That's not going anywhere.
Because the convention circuit been, closed down. I didn't even re up my inventory yet. So, well,
yeah,
everything what I have stocked up right now.
What do you guys creatively? I mean, because we're shut down and we can't go to physical, bricks and mortar conventions and things like that. And one of the reasons why we wanted to throw the virtual con was to give everybody kind of a platform to, promote their work, let people know about them through our avenues wherever we can, and let people know that you're out there. And we as creators, this is the perfect opportunity to keep writing. And I know so many people who are they're kind of like letting the depression and the negativity kind of affect them, and they're not seizing this opportunity. How are you guys handling being shut in and like the social distancing and self-quarantining? How are you guys doing that? Who wants to go first?
I can go. I've basically been doing this for about 18 months now anyway. I've actually been doing freelance art. So the thing is, the project that actually got me started doing a lot more of the stuff is Real Comic Showcase. This is Anthony Peterson's comic. The thing is, he had Jason Tribune had drawn it for him, and I was looking it over, and he needed the second issue drawn. So what I started doing is I actually told him I'm going to retouch it, and I actually relettered the book for him. Some of the art was kind of low res. Some of the pages were a little bit off. So I actually went through it and then relettered the whole book. The reason I did that was I actually came in and did issue 2 for him, completely drawn and lettered and everything, since I was going to letter it and I wanted the quality to look similar. So I actually started working on doing issue 2 for him. And so I went through that. So I've actually been working on Real Comic Showcase number 3 right now. While I was working on Real Comic Showcase stuff, I was also working on my own comic books. My old one that I came out in 2014, that's Blue Jay and the Rush. You can find that on Indie Planet. And then I created the in-between book between my second issue and the newest issue, which is called Rush Parallels. And it features a lot of different indie characters on the cover too. Jerry Hines, D. Tomasic, Kirk Christensen's Thrust, Domain Warburns, Relmer X, My Blue Jay, Dan Sheens, Officer Alloy. This is something me and Nigel Flood created together called Redbird. And then if you look in the very corner, you can see Willpower's shirt, Vince White's Willpower. So what I've been doing a lot with a lot of the stuff that I'm working on is I've been producing comic books. I've been doing motion comics. I'm trying to produce work to showcase other creators' stuff. I do animation. I letter, I write, I edit, because it's cheaper to do everything myself. But I've been actually gaining a lot of skills that way. One of my favorite things to do for comics is lettering. What I'm also doing now is also drawing. If you could share my screen, I actually wanted to show you some of the stuff that I was doing too, because This is one project I was working on during Black History Month. It was called Bliss Black Lead Indie Star Showcase. And what I did is for about 29 days, I was actually drawing characters. There's Pink Hammer, and this was Kimberly Morsenberry. So I picked 29 artists. Some people were well known. Some people were people we've supported in the past. That's another ICC original or OG character. That's a character named Amen, sharpshooter. If you guys ever seen Beware of the Toddler, George Gant. This is from Chuck Collins, the bouncer, OG character from Indie Space, Dreadlocks. So I was picking new and old and trying to mix them up together, trying to give you guys a cross section of a lot of the stars that you might find in there. Other stuff I was doing too, just like because I support a lot of folks that's on ICC. This is a character called Demon Bitch that was created by Christy Shin. I told her I was going to do a picture for her, so I did this about like 4 days ago. So I put that together. This is a character of my own that I'm creating. Also show that I draw realistically too. But one of the cool things I've been working on is Indie Creator Showcase, or Indie Creator Animated Showcase, which is called ICAST. And what I do is I take your comic books that you actually have, and then I animate them into actual motion comics. I do voiceovers, music, and sound. One of the tricks I've been trying to do to make them pop a little bit in the animation is I've been using a program called Wordle. And then from Wordle, it allows me to give you really cool looking animation. So one of the animations I did, I commissioned this for somebody to do for me. Blue Jay and the Rush, that's my team. And he came up with some really cool design. And then I did a little bit of animation for that. This is for one of the motion comics I just did, The Brother, Trial of Omodara Part 3. And I'm trying to punch up the scenes, give you a lot of action going on with them while I'm doing the motion comic. So that's kind of what I've been working on mostly. This is a scene for something that's upcoming. And then the Demon Bitch picture that you saw, I actually animated it also. So it's amazing. That's the stuff that I'm kind of doing. And I just did one for Willpower, one of my favorite OG characters. And this is for Opossum, the opossum. So those are the things I'm working on. I'm always trying to promote other indie creators while I'm doing my own stuff and I'm drawing too at the same time. So that's me.
Good stuff.
So it's something I've been doing for a while. So to me, it's real simple. So it's not something that's been too difficult to deal with.
Yeah, good. I don't see no chest on there though, so I'm disappointed. But it's good stuff.
No, here's what happened. What happened was there were so many characters to choose from. I want to do a Bliss next year too, but I'm gonna be doing it all year round. But I'm definitely gonna be dropping in chess. And I actually have an old chess picture that I did with Dreadlocks, chess, Willpower, Dynamo.
Yeah, I know. I remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of stuff that I want to be putting out. It's just time has not been kind to me. So that's what I'm trying to work on.
All right. I give D Baker your home address and have her take care of you.
Yeah, we're all in the same state right now, so yeah, probably could happen.
All right.
Well, Meredith had asked, who's next?
Antonio.
Antonio.
Okay, Bill.
Hi there. Yeah.
Yeah, I could promote myself a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Antonio was cutting out.
So yeah, Antonio's out.
We had that problem earlier today in the earlier show where Rob Anderson, if you guys know him, he froze and we were
I'm
like
working, but I was cut a little bit. But it's
okay.
It's a blessing, because I have more time to, I can spend like 8 hours freelance graphic design and illustration, also pin up and any have my book, Bluff City Blues. You guys can see it. Here we go. Bluff City Blues. And basically, it's a top heroes in this so far. In the real world, Memphis, where I'm from. And there's all kind of boy, lethal weapon. But what we did here, see that? And what we did was doing like.
I'm just gonna pop in here, Antonio. If you can hear me, try rebooting your screen.
Drawing, the coloring,
yeah, because
we're gonna.
She was.
Yep. Seriously, let him try and reboot.
All right, I'll hop
I
in.
love you. Yeah, hit the refresh button if you can hear us.
Right?
I've been rocking this.
Oh my goodness! You know, I'm even getting a lag, and it was working beautifully yesterday. And you know, a lot of people were mentioning that it is Easter Sunday, and a lot of people are doing like live streaming with church services and things like that. So. You know, so we're kind of competing as far as bandwidth and stuff like that. Bill, if you want to just pop in here, I'm going to try and message Antonio to tell him to pop in here and refresh his screen.
All right.
Where'd he go?
Did you go? No. Okay. As we noted, I'm the assistant editor for ICC Magazine. I'm really blunt about this. Pam Harris, who's the editor for the ICC Magazine and the voice from God, she didn't ask me if I wanted to be involved. She simply told me I was going to start writing for ICC. I have found in my life that's how I ended up at Sunday school too at our church. A lady come up and said, "We got Tuesday and Wednesday free. Which one do you want to do?" And then next thing I knew, I was doing Vacation Bible School. Anyway, so I fallen in love with it. That's the magazine. Terrence is holding it up right there. And I am a comic book writer. I couldn't draw my way out of a paper bag if you handed me a sharp knife. But I can write some pretty good stories. And we got some fun stuff out. Let's see if I can show this here. This is part of the Hybrid Zero multiverse. Oh, come on, get in there.
Oh, you write Hybrid Zero. What?
Yeah. I took over that last year, and we got a national distribution deal for it. Oh, here, I'll put it up here. So yeah, they've got Hybrid Zero. It's actually 3 titles. It's Cassandra and the Changeling Sword, Jungle Girl, and let me swing back here. Get back here. All right, here we go. And Juggernaut. This is the one started by Cyril Brown like 10 years ago as a web comic. And I went in, gutted it, did a bunch of fun stuff with it, and put it back together. And the very first issue out, we got distributed by Nerdonatics. It's been a very popular issue, ranking in the top 10 in sales and views since we put it out. In fact, I haven't had a week since 2017 where I haven't had at least one title in the top 10 at Nerdonatics for sales and views. So that makes me happy. So I got that. And then what most people know me for, the Legends Parallel thing, for people who think quantum physics isn't violent or sexy enough. This is a fun title. It's a very mature title. It's rated M for mature. But this is true. There's a teacher at the University of Southern Illinois who grabbed copies of this to use it as an introduction to quantum physics and quantum mechanics to incoming students. And so, the physics in it is dead on. We used Hugh Everett III's postulations from 1949 to 1954 about how to create a multiverse and what a Big Bang multiverse would look like. So there's no evil Bill McCormick or nice Bill McCormick. There's just all these different worlds that came out at the same time, and only some of them evolved humans. So it's a very different way of looking at things, and it gives us a lot of room to play. We limited it to 5 Earths because I live in a finite universe. And I heard you guys talking about lettering earlier. I have to laugh. I've never lettered a day in my life. I do not have that kind of thing. When we were doing this, the Edgar Allan Poe Chronicles, and it features people who've done things like Thor, Black Panther, blah, blah, blah. You know, little comics no one ever worked on before. So they put this together, And the day we were supposed to be delivering it, the artist didn't have a chance to finish lettering it. So in 12 hours, I picked up a YouTube video, how to letter.
That's pretty good, Bill.
I went from how to letter to turning in final manuscripts to the Messia family so they could get this sucker out. And then it was part of a successful Kickstarter. And now it's like literally one of my best sellers. And people from the Edgar Allan Poe estate have come out to buy it from me at different cons. So
that's neat.
That's amazing, Bill.
Yeah. So I've got stuff out, and people buy it and people read it. And I'm going to tell you a funny story because we need a funny story here. About 2 months ago, a group of ladies in London, they call themselves the Naughty Asians. They're a bunch of young Asian girls, very beautiful, fun young ladies. They found Hybrid Zero, and they thought this was the greatest thing since the history of things. And they started sharing it, and my Twitter page blew up. And I mean, it blew up with a lot of people named Young, Ying, Yang, all down the list. It was really hysterical. And they're from Korea, Vietnam, Japan, China, Philippines, India, all over the whole Asiatic rim. But they all live in London. So they kept sharing my stuff, and people were buying the downloads in London. We've got this weird uptick. Even though it's kind of funny, you can go to Nerdonetics and read it for free, but no, they had to buy it. So God bless them. Maybe they thought the internet was going to disappear and they got to get their copy. But whatever, they did it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I've gotten to know some of the ladies very personally, well, and they're really sweet. They're a lot of fun. It's the strangest thing. You don't realize until you put stuff out there that once it's out, it's out. It's out for the internet. It's gone. You can't bring it back. And then who likes it or doesn't like it after that? That's up to God and the fates.
Very cool.
Anyway, that's my fun story for today.
Hey, Jennifer's in.
Kind of.
Jennifer and Jeffrey there, but it looks like they're muted.
Yeah, they are.
There they go.
There they go.
Okay.
Where?
We might be actually getting a little bit of feedback if you're on speaker. If you've got earbuds that maybe you can share. But if you start breaking up, we might have to have you hit the refresh button.
Okay.
So if you guys want to, let's see. We have Rodney. Did Antonio make it back in here?
He went in and then he went right back out.
He popped in and then he popped back out. Maybe he was lagging again. The internet's been terrible. I'm like looking at my the storm clouds and stuff like that. We're supposed to be getting storms this afternoon, and I'm like, oh no.
If you want, you can keep my screen shared because I'm actually doing some drawings too while we're on. Because my face.
Yeah, so now I wanted to ask about ICC Magazine. Like, if you are accepting submissions and things like that, what kind of content are you looking for as far as writers or artists? And how does somebody who doesn't know about you guys learn more about you and participate in the community that you're creating?
Bill?
Well, Pam and I are pretty evangelical on this. We go out and talk to people. One of the things I've done is I do a lot of cons, and Pam is a very active and professional writer in the ICC community. One of the things I've made sure to do is whenever I'm at a con, something catches my eye, something interests me, I'll walk up to them and say, hey, I'd like to do an article about you. I'd like to talk about you in ICC. Show them what the magazine looks like. Show them the website. Show them all the cool stuff, and they respond pretty well. And we've gotten some great people. This year we've been making a more concentrated effort to get some major players who came out of the independent scene. They may not be indie anymore, but they used to be. And we're trying to get a little more traction on things. But one of the things we've been able to do is when we interview some of these people, we give them a platform they might not normally have, they never would have had, and you put them out there in a national format, put them out there in a national magazine, and suddenly they can get the respect. They can use that to get some respect to promote themselves. And that's what we want them to do. Go ahead, promote it. But when we tell people, it's pretty straightforward. They need to have a press kit. They need to have something out already and something coming out. Okay. And then we remind them that we are a quarterly magazine, and we will absolutely not. I will go to my grave on this one. We will not write about a Kickstarter. It's just never going to happen. Partly because we're quarterly, and partly because if the Kickstarter doesn't get funded and we've just wrote a whole 2 pages about how wonderful everybody is, we look like idiots. So we just, so we do what we do, and we have a lot of fun doing it, and it's a great magazine, and I love working with Pam. She's a little ray of sunshine with a big ball peen hammer to beat you to death if you don't pay attention.
Well, she's definitely somebody that I want to talk to for Lady Geek or a future interview. And so you guys need to hook us up.
Yeah, her and her wife are both fun. So, now that they're all back together from the pandemic, someone will get you in touch with her, or maybe even me. I don't know.
Now we've got a question in here that says, how large of a role does ICC aspire to achieve with the current situation in the world?
How large of a role? Well, we're certainly never going to get political. So now, we look to, well, actually, it's funny you bring that up. We're doing an issue right now that's worldwide creators. And I just, between coming in here this morning and doing my little thing and being here now, I spent a half hour talking with a comic book company in Singapore. And we're bringing in all their information to bring it into the world comic book thing. It's great stuff. It's absolutely killer stuff. So, we're trying to be as involved in the world to support independent creators from all over the world. And I just recently spoke to a group of distributors, actually, who work Ghana, Nigeria, in the whole Central West Africa coast. And we're going to work with them to get some more material. And we just added the Nerd and Natics universe, followed me into ICC. And now that adds in like 30 or 40 more creators who are going to get exposed to a wider audience from, all of this. And really, it's an organic thing. We just go out there and we look for people, and people look for us. And I think our mission is to support indie creators, no matter where they're from, no matter what they're doing, and hopefully, more support and exposure. Phil, I see that. That we definitely want to be. We want to increase our platform. We want to be. We want to be more known than we are. We're headed in the right direction, and I see no reason to stop.
And I want to get Antonio back in here. It looks like you're on a different camera now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so much better. So much better.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So introduce us, where we can find you, and the things that you do.
Again, my name is Antonio Johnson. My website is adjdesign.com. Where you can find, all my info. I do graphic designs, illustrations, all of that kind of thing. I do that professionally as well, graphic designer. I work at a printing company. So I also have a lot of info that a lot of us independents may need as far as how printers need their files set up, what you need to send them, how you need to set it up, so it could come back exactly how you envisioned it and not have things cut off and, colors all crazy, RGB versus CMYK versus grayscale, things like that. Also, that was the other thing I wanted to get to with our Navic. There, we combined comic and novel. I'll show you here in just a second. Like our book reads like a novel, but it also goes to comic, right?
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Like that. So, and we have parameters for, what could qualify as a novel. I'm sorry, someone was talking, I think. Or was I echoing?
Something was echoing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was.
Oh, that might be if you're on speaker.
Yeah, that was. Okay. Is this better?
Much better.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what we're doing is we all know the cost of printing a 32-page comic book. And then we have to sell it at a price point to where we're not going in the hole. And with this, your writers can really flex their muscles, right? They can get the imagery and everything that they like to do, and the artists aren't, you know, worn down to the nub trying to draw 100 and so pages of a graphic novel or do, you know, 5-6 issues of a book. When you have one book, I found out that it travels well. You go to these cons that are around once a year, you know, people buy your book and they're interested and they like it, and then it's like another year before they get issue 2. You know, if you had a solid story, a complete story to give them right then you got a fan. That way they can, you know, they have something that'll hold them over for another year till they see you again, and then you have another novel. But because there are more black pages, black and white text, then the cost comes down. That way we're not, you know, inundating people with all these Kickstarters.
That's a good point.
You know, which is fine. But if you can do it without having to crowdfund it, I think it's better. You can see the money better. You can do your cost analysis a lot better. You can see, you know, what it would actually take to produce a thing. And then if there's a hiccup, you're not owing people anything. You know, you get a Kickstarter, you pledge to the Kickstarter, and something happens on their end beyond their control, you're still out of that money, you know, and you want that product or whatever it may be. But with this, it keeps the cost low. You still have color comic pages, but it gives the artist and the writer both an opportunity to really go in on what they're doing, whether it's the art or the writing. The writers can really flex that muscle, get the imagery, and just go in on the writing. The artists, they don't have so many pages, you know, and some of us know at a certain point, you could just be phoning some of these pages in. You know, you just got to get it done. You know, it's not your best work, but it's doable. But when you don't have so many pages, you can really get in on the artwork. And if you're doing everything by yourself, like I am, it really helps. It really helps move the project along to where you can get it out to people. So if anybody wants to, you know, look into what it takes to have a Navic, and we're trademarking it. We have, you know, specs for it, what qualifies as a novel. a Navic. You can contact me, hit me up here on Facebook through ICC or through my website adjdesign.com. Also on Instagram _ADJdesign, or you can email naviccertified@gmail.com, and we can, you know, talk with you, and hopefully we're making it a thing. And I wanted, you know, mostly independents to kind of gravitate towards that. Maybe that'll be something that independents would like to do. You know, it brings costs down a lot, and I want to really put that out there. You know, if you're doing everything yourself, you're working a job or two and got spouse, kids, so it brings the workload down, it brings the cost down, and you can see a really good result, and you have a solid book that people can, you know, take a whole story away from you and say, hey, I like that. I can't wait to see what they do next. Yeah.
And I want to pull in Jennifer and Jeffrey Wyatt now. Thank you for your patience here. We still got you on mute. Can you hear us okay? There you are.
Yeah. Better? Yep, there we go.
Much better. Hi, guys. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Much better. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, you've got the lag. Do you have earbuds? Do you have earbuds so that we're not hearing the feedback? And they froze.
Feedback.
Oh no, they froze.
But I can try it.
And they froze. Oh no, they froze.
Oh geez.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a moment.
Oh, yeah, it froze all right.
Okay, hold on. Ooh.
We were doing that earlier, where it's like the most unfortunate like pose. We're like, that happens.
Yeah. It's been happening to me all the time when I'm live streaming. I'm in the middle of a stream and it just cuts off on me, and I'm just like, oh well. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It is live streaming, so I mean, I fully expect technical glitches and things like that. And I did want to let you guys know that following this this panel, we've got CYBORGS Universe coming on, Leonardo Corbucci. So if you're watching live stream, you know, on the live stream, whether it's on our YouTube channel or the Facebook channels that we have, you know, this is simulcasting across Geek Insider. We've got Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, FloridaCon Guru, and in OnCon. So if you're watching, you know, just say hello. If you've got any questions, make sure you put it in the comments and things like that. We'll shout you out. We'll read them and, you know, kind of connect with each other. And that's the thing about virtual con. You know, we are trying to network with people. We're trying to give people another platform, you know, reach our greater audience with Geek Insider. And I just love these networking opportunities because let me tell you, by doing things like this and what ICC does for the community of independents, you know, we are bringing people together and creating something that is perhaps greater than us. And it's just such a service that you guys do that is really, really appreciated. Jennifer and Jeffrey, can you hear us now? Oh, you're looking, he's sharing the earbuds. That's awesome.
It worked.
So say hello and tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and you know, as far as you know, keeping sane during COVID, and you know, some of the creations that you have.
Sure thing. Well, during the whole COVID thing, we just try to make sure we keep a routine going, and we have separate areas where we have the work, and then other rooms where we have the play. And as long as we keep it separate, it helps keep you know very organized. Well, we make our comic books, our CGI art, computer art, and we have 2 book series: Tech Warrior and Dream Angel. And art in them.
Let me see if I can get that up on the larger screen.
CGI art.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I heard CGI art where we have a little bit of a lag. Go ahead. I'm going to try and stay quiet.
All the art in them is created on the computer 100%, and 3D imagery in print, and we offer them digitally and in print, and then we also make plush action figures out of every person, character over to her. And I'll bring up the creatures while she talks.
Yeah, whoops, there he goes. Escape Ninja. Yeah, this guy's Tech Warrior.
Tech Warrior is the hero of our main series, named after him.
Which would be this series. The mouse must have escaped. I've got a thing going on.
I'll take care of that. And
Dream Angel, nice.
I got it.
Another escapee dragon.
This is so good.
Uh-oh.
No, we're good.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I think they froze
again. And everything.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Okay.
Dream Angel.
That's really nice. Now, do you produce that yourself? Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Pink Hammer.
Jennifer made this.
Yes.
Wow.
That is so cool.
You know, I've been curious about that.
Yeah.
When it comes to like that,
although I've done some great improvements to weapons and things since that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're lagging a little bit with you guys, Jennifer and Jeffrey, but I think that is really cool. And what I really want
I think we lost something.
Oh, wait.
I want you guys to take some snapshots of those so that we can share it on your profile page. I am still continuing to create those for anybody that I missed, and that is because we tried to get this together so quickly. And the thing is, those profile pages are going to stay up on Geek Insider so that people can refer back to them with all of your social media links. I want your bios. I want your social media links, snapshots of the things and links to your store, because this is the thing that we're trying to do is we're helping people by networking. Again, I just want to keep reiterating that, because we appreciate you as independent creators. And, as a freelancer myself, getting promoted, and finding places that'll do that, it's really hard. And you want to find a community that is embracing. That's one of the things that I love about ICC is that you embrace the independence and you give them a platform and you let them have a voice that is much larger than their own, because a lot of people, they struggle. they struggle with whether it's marketing or whether it's just putting your name out there, because I think overall many of us don't like to do the shameless self-promotion. It's really difficult for some of us because most of the time we're kind of behind the desk. Well, Bill, you're an exception. Terrence is too. But a lot of us, it took time. It took time to do that. I mean, somebody said that they were a maniac, and some of us are, And some of us, it takes time to do that and a little direction. But that's the wonderful thing about ICC and Geek Insider. And there you go, shameless self-promotion. And I was learning this from Brian K. Morris. It's like, he's we're just like throwing up all our stuff on this.
Yeah, almost just myself.
I got Rodney laughing.
We don't know how to do this. Yeah, well, it's like, what is this shameless self-promotion?
Draw while you watch.
Our dragon.
and
I think we got like it. Yes, we do.
And there are so many more people, like, okay, so there was a comment on ICC, and they said, there's so many people on your platform that, it's a shame that you're only getting like an hour and 15 minutes. And it really is, because everybody here deserves at least an hour, whether it's an interview or promoting your things, kind of going through the process and stuff like that. And I hope that it is something that we can do a follow-up on in the future after VirtualCon and CyberCon next week. So we're hopefully going to we're going to have Kevin Guillot on here and hopefully get Garrett on here, and they're going to speak on that. But one of the things is to follow up with you guys, and we wanted to give the feel of a con, right? So as a vendor or as a person who's going to take, from table to table, you have that few minutes to promote yourself and say hello and say, hey, this is my work, buy my stuff, and really engage. And this is the opportunity to do that in a virtual atmosphere. The wind is getting noisy here. I might actually have my co-host pop on here if he's available. But so I wanted to go around and again, let us know where we can find you. And if you are watching and you're part of the ICC group, know that we're watching. We love what you do. We want to hear from you. Contact me at meredith@geekinsider.com. Let's set up an interview. Let's do something to help promote you as well. Okay, I don't want to feel like anybody's being left out, because that's not our intention. We really want to bring focus to the group and hopefully get more people to join. because it's such a service to independence, and that's where our heart is. And I know that Matthew can speak to that. So who wants to go around the round table and just let us know once again where we can find you?
Bakers are going to go last.
Okay.
Yeah, Baker, best for last. Best for last.
Okay, so I can start. You can find me at char.com. I just re-put up my website. It's CARR.com. On ICC, it's got so many posts. Like if I post on ICC, I can actually have my post pushed down within a minute by 20 other posts. So I wanted to showcase a lot more of the animation and do a lot of animated stuff. So I created a group that I connected kind of to ICC. It's called ICAS, ICAS. That's where I do a lot of the animation. It's very small right now. It's like 69, maybe 70 members. But that's why I try to promote other people's animation and try to promote other people's comics through animating them. I have right now up to 29 animated motion comics that's on my YouTube channel. And if you search for iCast or IsoRod Studios, that's where you'll basically find everything. I edit sometimes for free too. Like if somebody will let me read their story, I'll usually edit that. But that's where you can basically find me. It's on my Facebook page is Char website or Char Comics, IsoRod Studios, and my YouTube channel is IsoRod Studios, and char.com is where you basically can find me. That's pretty much it.
Okay, Jennifer and Jeffrey, you're up. Tell us where we can find you.
You need to unmute them.
Are they muted still?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, nope, they're not anymore.
Okay. Okay. Oh wow.
Unmuted?
Okay. Nope. There we go. Oh, and I think we're good. Okay.
Oh no.
We have a Facebook group that goes by Firebelly Productions or Dream Angel Comic Books, and our own website, dreamangelsparadise.com, where you can find all the books. On Twitter, I'm at Oriel and George, ORIEL and George, one word.
I just changed it to double check that correctly.
But you see all the time, and I do want to say very fast that the ICC has always been very welcoming to us. CGI art's never been super mainstream, but from like day one,
it's been heavily criticized.
And the fact that ICC's always been open and welcoming to us, we've always appreciated them so very much.
Peeps.
Okay. And Antonio, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me at adjdesign.com. _ ADJ Design on Instagram. Search for ADJ Design on Facebook and Twitter. Not really active on Twitter much. Yeah, you can also pick up my book, Bluff City Blues. You can see here. Go to my site. You can pick it up there. Also, if you're interested in creating a Navic, contact me. We can go over the specs for that. I really want to shout out ICC. It's a lot of motivation I get from just scrolling through, see what other people like me are doing. Shout out Terrence Baker and the whole team over there. I don't post as much as I would like, but when I can, it's, I try to support other people, and the support that I get from there is amazing. So I appreciate you guys for that. Again, my name is Antonio Johnson. You can reach me at adjdesign.com. I do cover work, pin-ups, illustrations. So Submissions are open right now. If I need anything, just give me a shout.
All right, Bill, you're up next. I mean, we've seen you a couple of times during virtual con, and we appreciate the time that you are dedicating to us. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I've really been having fun with this one. I've done a few of these, and it's kind of mixed. It's like, I don't know. This one's been a lot of fun, so I've just been enjoying myself. I don't want to put anybody down because everybody's putting this together at the last moment, trying to make everybody happy. Where do you find me? It's simple. BillMcSci-Fi.com. Bill McSci-Fi, and if you want to flip over here for social media, Bill McSci-Fi on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Vimeo. Kind of cool, huh? But yeah, it's everywhere. The cool thing I just did, I mentioned it yesterday. If you go to BillMcSci-Fi.com, you want to order something. I've got it set up now, so it's through a bank. It's all secure. But you can order online, pay like you normally would, with your PayPal or whatever. And I'll send you an autograph stuff. It's all taken care of automatically. And I just have to walk a couple blocks down to the post office, put it in the little package, and send it out to you. It goes right out. So if you want some autograph stuff, I unlike some of the other people, I planned on being in a con in January or in February. So I've stocked this apartment really, really full. I've got a lot of shit. Buy my shit. I got a lot of it. Fucking box. It's all over the place. Sorry. But
You're good.
I got a lot of stuff.
There we go. Terrence and Deetria, you want to wait, did I miss anybody?
No, you got everybody so far.
All right. We got everybody so far. All right. I'm going to Terrence and Deetria. If you want to close this out, and then again, let us know, if ICC Magazine is accepting contributions, and how to get in contact with you and Pam, and go ahead, take it from there.
All right. You can find me under Deetria Baker on Instagram, and I am under the Afro Cosplay. I'm not currently on Facebook, but I know Terrence Baker shares a lot of my pictures, so yeah, he's next.
All right. So before I say close out, I want to say first of all to Meredith. I know a lot of people are thanking you, and there's a lot more people that should thank you for doing what you are doing, because you are amazing. I've been watching you ever since you first interviewed the Afro Cosplay, and you're doing a wonderful job. So I want to say that first of all, we are so thankful to have you. Okay. To close out for the Baker, Team Baker, I want to say you can find me on ICC, IndependentCreatorsConnection.com. All my sublinks are there, BakerComics1.com. And I'm pretty much there all the to all those who participated in Virtual Con this entire weekend. I want to also thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you're giving us a con. In today's age, with COVID-19, you're giving everybody else something we can still participate in. So thank you to everyone. Okay. From Terrence Baker, this is like fantastic, and I couldn't be more grateful and thankful for each one of you, because you all are amazing. And ICC itself wouldn't exist without all of you, because you're the ones that make all the posts, you're the ones that give inspiration, and you motivate a whole bunch of people every day. And like Rodney said, so many people are posting in there daily, like every second. If you post in there, your post will get pushed down within probably 3 seconds. I mean, there's over 10,000 members in there. Obviously, you're going to have some non-participants at time. But for those who post every day and make that group great, I want to thank you guys, because you're doing it and you're making us all happy. So thanks, everybody.
Well said. Well said.
Well said. And thank you. It's really all about you guys. I like to say that I am the one behind the scenes and stuff like that. And, through just happenstance and craziness, here I am. And, I mean, sometimes we just never know where we're going to land, and if you had told me a year ago that I would have, submitted a short story for a comic book, I would have said you were crazy. If you said that I was going to be in front of the screen, with this audience and speaking to all of you, or, going to a con, because I hadn't been to one in about, 30 years was the last time, I would have said you were crazy. So, you just never know where your path is going to take you. And all you can do is take those opportunities and jump on them with everything you've got. And I wanted to say, Deetria, I want to give you an excuse to keep staying dressed today because you have cosplay later on this evening at 5 to 7. We're just letting people come in and goof around. Maybe Deadpool will show up again. And so, I mean, if you've got a reason, if you need a reason to stay dressed, you go right ahead. We would love to have you. And on that note, actually, a few more minutes. I don't know if you guys want to hang out, but I'm going to, Bill, I'm probably going to kick you and let Leonardo Corbucci in here. He's with CYBORGS Universe, because we've seen you plenty already.
You're done with me. Yeah, throw me out.
We love you.
We've seen you too much. Go. Bye.
I don't want to give him a kick, though. I'm a nice person, really.
Oh, hey, Meredith, real quick. By the way, I'm going to post a link in the comments on how to submit to ICC Magazine. I forgot to answer that question. So once we're done, I'll post that link.
Yes, please do. And everybody who was here, thank you so much for your time. I know that there was a little bit of a lag, and it's just been kind of crazy with, I think, everybody just popping in on their internet, and it's really bogging us down. But, we appreciate all of you staying patient and hanging in with us, despite the technical difficulties. Jennifer and, we're going to touch base with you guys. I know that you were lagging and stuff. I will be in touch with you. I promise. And we're going to pop Leonardo on the screen here and let him say hello. Because, hi, you were like sitting in the wings for like an hour. I'm like, oh my God, did I give him the wrong time zone? I feel like such a jerk right now.
No, I think Leonardo is just, he actually, Meredith, he tried to contact me. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He was ready to come on. He was like, "Hey, what time am I on today?" And I said, "Hey, bud, Easter weekend." And then I had to make sure it was still okay, because it was the holiday weekend. But Leonardo, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, if you haven't heard about CYBORGS Universe, this is the man to tell you all about it. The one thing that's impressive to me is, and I'll let him tell you how many minutes exactly, but you guys hit a milestone at Amazon in the first month, didn't you, Leonardo?
Yeah, we streamed more than 1 million minutes in Amazon. Hey, hi, everybody, by the way.
Hey.
I'm sorry that somebody is kicked out because I was in, I enjoy to watch you all, and I was like, no, don't kick out anybody, but I know the internet sucks, so.
No. We can only have 6 people on here at a time, and we can have 8 in the back room or in total. But
it's 10 total. Yeah,
10 total, and then 1 in the.
So Leonardo, before we get started, introduce yourself, like what you've done, your history in filmmaking and TV shows and things like that, and how you got to CYBORGS Universe.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about.
So I'm born and raised in Texas, like you can hear. Just from my spaghetti accent, you can guess that I'm Italian. I'm born in Rome. I am a movie director full time, and I'm a member of the DGA, that is the Directors Guild. I travel most of my life all over the world, and I write a lot of things. And I like so this period that you need to be home. I actually like it because I was producing a lot and I didn't write recently. So I like these days that I can be home and write all the things that I put in a shelf for a while. CYBORGS Universe was a sci-fi post-apocalypse high concept, and I found some independent producers and investors that they really like the story and they decide to back it up. And we had a very, very small budget, really, really small. I used to work a little bit with Universal and Disney, and they will probably spend the same amount on trailers for one day for how much we spent for the whole season 1. So it was a proof of concept what we shot. And then we decide to publish and do a full season of small episode and put it online to see the reaction of the people. And the reaction was great. We didn't do any PR, and we are more than independent. We are super independent, but we received like more than 1 million minutes streamed the first month, and now we are already at 2.5 million, and so we're really impressed. We wish we can do the show a little bit better with a better budget, but let's see where we go from here. I'm very excited. You can follow the show from cyborguniverse.com or go directly in Amazon and type Cyborg Universe, and it's free for Amazon Prime members. And right now we are in the United States, UK, Japan, Germany, and Austria. And step by step, basically, Amazon see how many minutes you are streaming, and they unlock new territories. This is how basically it works.
Oh, very cool.
All right. And I speak a lot because I'm Italian. So if I speak too much, you guys say, "Hey, Leo, stop for a moment. Let the other guy speak." So please.
No, and I am the talker among us, but Meredith can give me a run for my money. But we ended up, Leonardo, we were up really, really late last night because we were both talking after the show. We just started going, talking about the day and then what the day was going to bring. And so we were up really late because of talking, and seeing now I'm doing all the talking. But
oh, that's great. Please go on.
Well, you know what? It's the weekend. It was a lot of work to get this through, and for me, it's just today I get to kind of sit back and enjoy, and we're doing some of the back end stuff like that, and having people come on from all walks of life, from all over the world. We had somebody from Germany last night, Nora Fingscheid, and now you, and the different genres. We've had the cosplayers and the writers, the filmmakers. We've got podcasters. Christian is in the queue if you want to come on here and just say hello. So, and it's just this wonderful opportunity to have a broad, universal and global audience, and speak about the things that we do and the things that we love, and maybe give tips and tricks to the next generation who want to come on and go, well, first of all, how do I stay busy in the age of COVID? And the next thing is, like, how do I get published, or how do I make that film, and like what your processes are. So you expand on that as much as you want to. I'm going to shut up now because I don't talk too much now.
Yeah, I love all the passion that there is in this chat. I was listening and I really like it. I love the passion, and this is something that you need for this business of entertainment in every direction you go. And right now it's not an easy moment. Even for, like, I am a full-time film director. I don't have another job, and they stopped all the productions, and the DGA, the Directors Guild, mandatory us to stop all the productions. So it's very hard now what we're gonna do. If months are passing, I need to work. Right. So we decide to do a lot of Zoom interview documentaries, and we're starting maybe soon to publish a lesson on Amazon on how to be an independent director, because it's not easy as well. So people have in their imaginary Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, that they made millions of dollars, but to be an independent director is not so easy at the same time. Not everybody knows, but a first AD, for example, an assistant director professional, make usually more money than a director professional. And this is because a director, there is a lot of work that is in pre-production and post-production that is not paid. And instead, all the rest of the crew, they go on set to work and they get paid. And then when they finish, they jump to another set and they jump to another set. So it's all about production. And so they accumulate more money. I was working for Cyborg Universe for maybe 10 years, because there are a lot of concept and there is writing, rewriting, and all this pre-production time is not paid. So people have really no idea how much time there is spent for this project. And a lot of time, I know that directors are like crazy people that they spend 100% of their time inside their project. And so if you don't have passion, it's impossible to follow this business and to follow this path. So I saw a lot of passion in these chats, and it's very refreshing for me, because it's not always like this, especially in the professional league where people are making a living, and you expect that they have a lot of passion, and sometimes it's not like that. It's very strange. This business in Hollywood is very strange.
And Leo, I wanted to ask you, I know because, and I know this, or part of this answer, because of you and I speaking before, but you had some surprises when CYBORGS Universe actually started going into other countries as far as the popularity. Tell everyone, this is kind of taken off in other countries, hasn't it?
Yeah, we were surprised because we didn't spend any PR money. So everything is from social media of the actors and the cast and crew. And then, by the way, I want to mention that the casting was amazing. Without the casting that I have, this will never be possible, because we rehearse a lot. They donate a lot of time for the different time of shootings, and also the crew that I had. I had an amazing art director, AJ Catalano. You should Google him and see whatever he does. He's a genius. And without him and his art directing, this will not be possible. And yes, so you need the best cast and crew to make something like this so independent possible. And then there is a response from people, from random people that found you in somehow here and there, and the following grow and grow and grow. I think because they like the concept. There is a lot that we need to prove and show, because the budget again was so small that we couldn't do all the action, for example, that we had in mind. We couldn't do all the CGI and the visual effects. So right now it's just a cool concept with a visual to don't annoying anybody on the story. And I hope we can develop a little bit better the show, because the show really deserves it. And the actors really deserve a better visual explanation, let's say. So we are working on season 2, but because this was a proof of concept that landed in Amazon, we are evolving as well. We didn't think to do this small episode, because there are 10 minutes each episode. Our first idea was to do a proof of concept that was long, whatever we needed to do. And so we are changing, and we hope that the audience, if we have a fan base, will ask us in which direction to go. This is a time where we are so dynamic with the response, with all the social media, and the audience can actually ask what to do. What do you like? Which character? Which direction? Do you like 10 minutes? Do you like 30 minutes? So I'm excited about this. It's something new. Entertainment always evolves. So I'm pretty happy.
Very cool. And that's just too cool that it's reaching folks without the PR. I mean, that organic growth is, just a hard combination to get, or a hard beast to tame, I should say. And you're getting that, and word of mouth is spreading. But let's say that you were set up at a con today, and someone new walked up to you and said, "Okay, Leonardo, what is CYBORGS Universe?" So anybody out there that's watching that hasn't seen CYBORGS Universe, they'll know what they're looking for.
So it's a post-apocalypse movie where in the near future, the AI and technology and robotics get so evolved that in one point something go wrong, and the human clone robots revolt. The AI that get unified all over the world take control, and the human race is actually in danger. And so there is a science and a group of science that are able to put together robots and humans in one body and create a new race. And this new race are cyborgs that are still human, but with robotics parts. And so this team of 10 people the cyborgs, they try to fight back the robots and the evil AI that is organizing all of this. The TV show starts on the day of the apocalypse, on the day before and the day of the apocalypse, and then jump forward 100 years after the wasteland in the planet. So now the human race is the minority and the robots rule the world. And there are different kind of groups. There is the M Society that are a military group. And then there are some savage people that actually are born and raised on the surface, and they're a little bit more wild. And then there are the vault people. So there are people that are inside the vault, but the time is running out, and they're obligated to get out from the vault with all the problematics. And so there is a new universe created where human race now is in danger. It's funny to see the evolution of what's going on in the world, and the fact that now all these post-apocalypse TV shows, they're more believable than in the past. In the past, people were watching this and say, yeah, right, I mean, this is poor fantasy, but maybe it's not.
Yeah, no kidding. And I unfortunately had to go through, not me personally, I went to take my wife to the COVID testing this last week.
Oh.
And it came back negative, thankfully, but it was, and I explained it this way to everyone, going through the line of where there were cops and they're all in their, the mask and everything. It was just like, so many movies we've seen, Contagion, Pandemic, or all the different movies. And that was kind of really surreal to be, feeling like you're in an end of times movie. And, unfortunately it's all too real. And then, we had to wait almost 48 hours for the results. And so, the whole time you're chomping at the bit. But, it's still, in this day and age of COVID, I still think that the apocalyptic movies, the dystopian future movies and stories, they're always going to have that place, because fiction is still an escape, and that's what a lot of people like about the Cyborgs universe, I think. I've only got a chance to, because of getting all this together, I only got the chance to see like the first 1.5 episodes, or no, the first 2 episodes. I did watch the 2 episodes, and that first one at first I only had it on in the background, and I looked up and I was like, man, is my streaming messed up? What's going on here? And then I realized what was going on, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's not your TV. It's, you hear Rod Serling in the background, do not adjust your TV. But I love the concept. I'm so stoked to see more and more independent filmmakers making it onto these streaming platforms like Amazon. We had some friends on earlier that have the limited Amazon series Hijab, and we've become pretty good friends with them over the last few months. And we had you, and then there was someone else from Amazon, I believe. But anyway, 10 years ago, heck, even 2 years ago, we didn't have that with the independents. And I've been a big advocate for the independent comics and writers and stuff for years and years. And so it's just so wonderful to see these expanding options. Now, do I want to keep paying, $6.99 and having 20 different streaming options? No, I'm hoping, that at some point it settles down. But do you foresee that this is going to continue to expand for the independent filmmakers, or do you think that it is going to at a plateau now, and what we have is what we're going to get?
Well, in the last 5 years, there have been so many changes in this business, related to 10 or 20 years. Like, for example, movie theaters, especially now with this COVID-19, they're completely dead. Nobody is going to the movie theater. Already there was a big crisis in the movie theater on film in the 2 hours length. So there was something like film in the last 5-10 years start to be out of fashion. And that's crazy, meaning that people felt a little cheated to go to inside a movie theater, follow a story for just 2 hours, and then that story is disconnected from anything else. They had a feeling that they were losing their time. Today, the audience want to be engaged. They want to follow a story for 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons because they want to be attached to the experience. They want the experience, Game of Thrones. They want the experience to be in that world. And maybe in one weekend, they see 300 episodes, Same things with Breaking Bad or Walking Dead. Everybody want to jump in this experience for a long period, and they want to watch the episode whenever they want. So the movie theater was start to get a little bit out of fashion, that you tell me just a simple story where in 2 hours you rush so fast to explain the character, give me the backstory of the characters, give me a problem and give me a resolution of the problem. And so there is an evolution. There is an evolution about this. So I think TV shows are going to become bigger and bigger and bigger on budget and on attention and everything. And I really don't know what's going to happen to the movie theaters, especially now in this condition, I don't know. Maybe they will find a way with something more visual, where you need a big screen, like 75 millimeter projection or something in that direction. But if we continue in this way, I don't see any reason to keep movie theaters open, because it's a lot of space, especially in cities like Los Angeles, New York, Tokyo, in big cities like this. A movie theater take a lot of space, and if there are not people going there, I don't see any reason. The problem. Please go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was going to add, believe it or not, here in Florida, at least, a dying entity was the drive-in theater has made a comeback.
Yeah.
Those drive-in theaters that were on their way out the door, they don't exist. They're bell bottoms. They're gone. Are now making a comeback because of COVID-19. Nobody wants to be next to each other. And like you said, they can leave. They can just drive. I'm done with this movie. Let's drive off there. But it's amazing what can come back when the situation and the game has been changed. And COVID-19 has changed the game for a lot of things that we would never even imagine. But just that coming back is just amazing.
Amazing, yeah. I've always been a big fan of the drive-in. There is something romantic about it. And also right now, all these 80 and 90, kind of movies that I'm a big fan, Stranger Things and The Goonies, Summer 1984 recently. And so the drive-in is part of that, you go to a drive-in, and so I love it. But I think the streaming is taking control. I agree that there is a problem where there are so many different streaming platforms that is very difficult and economically a little bit strange to catch up. What should they do? Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Disney. But eventually they will find a solution for sure. And maybe now that TV is completely dead, we're gonna go in their direction again and try to make a package with a lot of different streaming, and you're gonna buy a package of together. And this sounds very familiar, right? So we will see.
We're the new cable provider. Leonardo, we should have, I knew this was going to happen. I was thinking, man, we should have got you a little extra time there. But tell everybody real quick where they can find Cyborgs Universe and where they can find you if you're available on social media. You don't have to leave, but I do have the group Sidewalk.
Oh, please.
Want to have on. And so just tell everybody real quick, and then we will get the Sidewalk furniture on.
Right. So you can go to cyborguniverse.com. That is the official website of the TV show. Or in Amazon, our TV show, the season 1 is in Amazon. You go to Amazon Prime and you write Cyborg Universe, and it's free for Amazon Prime members. And if you write Leonardo Corbucci in the social media, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I am a little bit everywhere. And I hope you enjoy the show.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us today, Leonardo. We definitely want to have you back. Let us know when you guys are able to get production back underway, and stay safe out there. Okay.
All right. I want to give a little good news that I'm working with one of the actors of The Walking Dead about a new TV show. So when I can, I will give more news about it, but it's a cool sci-fi TV show, and I hope that we can find a studio to back us up. Right now, there is just a collaboration in this COVID-19 time, so finger crossed for a studio. That's all.
Fantastic. Well, you
I
definitely.
just voted Christian off because before we all go, I'm not booting you out, Leonardo. There's an extra seat here unless the girls are expecting another person to come in. But you are more than welcome to stay and listen and just have a conversation. And I'm gonna pop back out and let Christian back in.
All right. I would love to listen with all these girls. I will stay for sure.
Poor Christian. I know. I totally kicked him. Too bad, sucker. All right, you want to do
just stay in there. All right. So we have Riley. Is it Shantae?
Yes.
Shantae?
And Shelby.
And
this is. Oh, sorry. I got a feedback. Somebody's got a.
Okay, somebody doesn't have earbuds in.
Yeah.
I don't.
Or their speakers on.
Yeah, it's we got it now. No problem.
Oh, I think it was Shelby.
Yeah, she's okay now.
Bad Shelby, bad.
And now, how many are in Sidewalk furniture?
All three of us.
I mean, are there more that wasn't able to make it today?
Oh yeah, our drummer wasn't able to make it. Yeah,
That's
our drummer Lily.
All right, so this is 3 of the 4 of Sidewalk Furniture, and I came across this group last minute, and they caught my eye because they said they're a punk rock band, but they have songs about Stranger Things, they have songs about Star Wars, and so I'm going to let Riley. I guess you'll be the one to tell us all about Sidewalk Furniture and how y'all met, what y'all do, and just give us the whole match.
All right, so we are a nerd rock, nerd punk band from North Carolina. I live in Durham, live in the Triangle area. And yeah, just like you said, we have songs about all sorts of nerdy, geeky topics. We have Star Trek songs, we have Star Wars songs, we have Stranger Things songs, we have a song about my favorite character from the Ghostbusters remake. We also have like more political songs because our politics are like very hard left, and so we kind of combine our politics and stuff about queer culture and our favorite nerdy stuff, and just like it's all like social commentary, and it's a lot of fun.
Sorry, dead air. That was me.
Host this thing, why don't you?
Right? No kidding. I forgot Meredith ducked out on me, and she's usually the one that'll pop right in with a question.
I just kind of like this Brady Bunch thing going on. There's a story of a man named Brady.
Yeah, we've got the
these lovely ladies.
And so, how did you all form the band? How did that come together?
So we were friends first. We were friends in college, and I had been playing music for a really long time, and the two of them were friends from high school, and they'd been in the band in high school. And at first we were just playing around with our instruments, and then the two of them were officers in the school's science fiction fantasy club, and they had this event. It was like a nerd art showcase. It was like an art show where a lot of the people from our school, NC State, made like nerdy art and like brought in stuff they were working on, the crafting stuff. And they needed entertainment, so we were like, "Oh, let's write some like nerdy songs, jokes." We wrote like a Star Trek song and a Firefly song, and then it just kind of kept happening, and that was like 5 years ago. So we started out as more like a folk band because that's what we knew, and over time we kind of went more in the punk direction. We had kind of have a Riot Girl sound a little bit. That's the story.
Very cool. And real quick, those that are listening out in the audience, if you want to check out y'all CD, or it drops Wednesday, right?
Yep, on the 15th.
And so if you want a copy of their, is it the debut?
Yeah, it's our first album. We've been working on this project for years. We put out 2 singles in the last couple of years. We've never had a full album, but we spent about a week in the studio in October. And I actually have it, so we're releasing it online everywhere. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, all that stuff. We're also releasing physical CDs that we have in these little like lyrics zines.
Oh,
so
cool.
I don't know if you guys know about zines. You guys remember zines, right?
Oh yeah.
Zines?
Oh yeah.
All right, so we made lyric zines that are like themed to all of the songs. So this is like our Stranger Things song.
Oh,
Or Yeah, we have our we also have like we have really goofy stuff in here. So you can order one of those. We only have a couple. We only made 30 because we wanted it to be a short little run. So we only have about 10 left. But if you want one, you can go to our Bandcamp and get that one. It's sidewalkfurniture.bandcamp.com. Or you can just download the album. And I think you all have some download codes you wanted to give away.
That's what
today, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. If you want a copy of this, you can get a download code from us, and I will take you gave me 10, right, Riley?
Mm-hmm.
So I will take the first 10, and if we don't get 10, then we're going to give them away to other folks that have visited throughout the weekend as well. But if you want a copy of Sidewalk Furniture's debut CD that includes those songs about Stranger Things and Star Wars, and it's got that punk rock feel, then drop a line either on our YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching this right now. We'll get your name in and get a DM to you to get your address. We don't even need your address. We just need your email address.
So with those download codes, you actually get a PDF of this. So you can print one for yourself at home too.
Sweet.
Okay, I got to know, where did the name come from?
Shelby, you want to take this one?
Yeah, Shelby, you're going to take this one.
I think she's afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the feedback. Hopefully it's all good. Okay. I guess thumbs up if it's good. So basically what we had done was we actually went to the flea market and we were looking to sell a bunch of just our stuff that we wanted to do. And at the time we were still looking for a band name and we had no idea what we were going to do at that point. So we did decide eventually, because we would go drive around because we're college students and see if there's any furniture on the side of the road that looked pretty good that we could basically make up, put paint, just make it look good so that we could sell. So we decided on Sidewalk Furniture because of that fact. I think it does kind of fit us as well, even though that's really more of a folky name than a punk name, but I do think it still fits us. And we love actually on our Instagram posting pictures of furniture that's been on the sidewalk and just having it all over there. And I know, Riley, you had done a YouTube video about this flea market adventure, and you have a lot of people that have looked at that YouTube video.
So I decided in 2015 I was going to go through a vlogging phase. So I vlogged our first time going to the flea market and selling furniture that we've got on the sidewalk, and it has 17,000 views on YouTube. I've never... I don't understand why. I put so much more work into other things. This is just literally a straight cut of us selling at the North Carolina State Fair flea market. You can check it out. I think it's called Flea Market First Experience Vlog or something. It's all of us as 21-year-olds trying to sell sidewalk furniture to strangers, and that's where we got the band name.
I'm just going to think of this blog. She's just going it's a nice piece of furniture. It just has one little tear off to the side. It is pleather, but we can make it work. So kind of, and it's like a cat video. It's just everybody has to see it. We have no legitimate reason why, but we do have to look at it. And I think it's important.
It's also 20 minutes long, and people will watch the whole thing. I don't know. I think it's boring at this point, but whatever.
Well, what's boring for one person is amazing entertainment for another. We've that's what YouTube has made us discover.
Exactly.
So
yeah, this morning when I was kind of going down the list of folks that were coming in today, and I said Sidewalk Furniture, and Christian thought that I was trying to sell some of the stuff out of my backyard to try to make money. And I had to explain to him, no, we've got a band coming in, and I really appreciate you guys, coming in today. I know, the pandemic has us all locked in and cooped up, and one of the first things I thought of was I was like, oh man, it'd be great to have them just open the show both days playing, and then of course dummy Matthew didn't think that y'all can't be together either, so this has really just changed so many aspects of so many lives that we've met or so many people that we've met this weekend, from everyone from the writers up to the show, the big authors. We had Alan Baxter, and we've got you all can't even go into the play a bar right now, anywhere across the country. And where are y'all from? Anyway, I totally didn't even ask that. Where are y'all based out of?
Oh, we're all in North Carolina, so we're in the Triangle area, the Raleigh-Durham area. Yeah, and we can't have a release show because all of our shows, like we had this really cool Comic-Con show that was planned and that got canceled. That was really sad, and we can't have a release show for this, which is why we're trying to like spread word about the album in different ways.
Speaking of meeting, and I want to bring Shelby into this, so this is going to be your question because I'm nobody's going to be in here and not be quiet. How did you all meet? How did this all happen?
Well, they already answered that before you came in.
Oh, you did?
Yep, and they already answered that, and when you were backstage, and then you had already picked on Shelby.
I know, because Meredith kicked me out. It was just like, thanks, Meredith. All ready to go. Starting the engine, cranking up the Evinrude. Okay, bye.
But Riley, you're lead vocals, correct?
I am.
All right, and Shantae, what do you do in the band?
I play guitar.
Play the guitar. How long have you been playing? I know that she said you two were in a band early in high school. Have you been playing most of your life? Did you start in high school?
Yeah, I started out when I was like 14, just like messing around with strings. I took a couple of music lessons, but mostly self-taught. And by the time I got to college, that like being busy caught up with me. So I stopped playing for a couple of years, and by the time I joined SIDEWALK Furniture, it was the first time I picked up a guitar in like 2 years, maybe 3. So it was like having to relearn the instrument all over again. But I'd say I'm passable.
Passable. And then, just 1 second, I was looking at something real quick here. Yep.
That's how I rate my shows, passable.
Right?
Every episode.
Shelby, what is it? What is your place in the band?
I play the bass guitar in the band, primarily.
And same thing. You started in high school?
Yeah. Me and Shantae actually, well, Shantae was, me and her, we actually went to high school together, and she was going to teach me how to play guitar. I couldn't pick it up very well, but I knew I liked playing, so I decided to pick up the bass guitar, which honestly, I love it. I love playing the bass. It's probably the best one. I like being in the background, but also I have a purpose in a song. I need to be there. And I like keeping the time and stuff like that too. So yeah, I love doing that. And also, I don't think Riley mentioned, but we do actually have a music video for our Star Trek song, which is called Red Shirt Death. And it really goes, you can guess what that one's about. And it's kind of funny, and it's a little old. It's been a couple of years, but I still really enjoy watching it and seeing all of us as young college students having fun with that.
And I bet it just got a bunch of hits just from the name right now. Because I know I'll be watching it as soon as Meredith takes over. I'll be going and checking it out myself.
I spent a month editing that thing. I took a bunch of like old school Star Trek sort of, those fake painted sort of like alien scenes and like put us on top of it. I didn't know how to use a green screen before. It was crazy. It actually way too long on that. So I hope people watch it and appreciate it.
We heard there were red shirts from Star Trek. We will take care of this problem. So I got a question.
We don't have a Doctor Who scene yet.
You need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the three of you, not your favorite song that you have written, the song that you're most proud of. All three of you.
I'm most proud of our song, Stormtrooper, because it was definitely a co-writing experience from start to finish, and I think it's our most like musically complex song. I really like it.
Cool.
Riley, you kind of stole my answer. I was gonna say Stormtrooper because it's a.
Now you have to pick another one.
But I guess
you can't have that.
Would be one that I've actually written, and that was Barb. Our song, our Stranger Things song, because I think that's
you wrote on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby?
Yeah, my favorite definitely hands down is Jadzia, which is the first song on the album. I love that one. I started off with the bass line, very simple, but every single time I listen to it, I'm just like in tears at the end because I just love it so much. It's very like 90s-esque, so I just love it. Okay. I think it's a great song, and it's another Star Trek song. I don't know if that's a theme that we didn't mean to do, but yeah, so.
Very cool. I can't wait to check it out myself. I have a very eclectic taste in music. I seriously listen to everything from Bach to Metallica and everything in between. It just depends on my taste that day, what mood I'm in. And that's another reason that I want to have you all in. Meredith, she is a punk rock fan, and I think she was a little punk, back in the day, and she probably had the mohawk and everything. She must not be listening in the background because she didn't turn on her cam and shoot me the thing.
Oh, she's listening.
Are we gonna get a picture?
There's that thing
I hope we
called
get a
private
picture.
chat that we have.
But we're running out of time here once again, and it's been a blast, and the time just flies by. But Riley, let's go through it again. Tell everyone who you all are, where they can find you, when the album. I'm gonna quit trying to correct myself and always trying to switch to CD. I'm just gonna show my age and say album. The vinyl's making it back anyway.
That's fine. People say album. That's
Well,
fine.
apparently you don't need to find them. You just put a bunch of furniture out on the curb and they'll find you. And I'm like, a YouTube video about it.
Right?
Okay, so
go ahead.
so the concept is we're Sidewalk Furniture. We're a queer nerd punk band. We're putting out our album on the 15th. You can find us on our website, sidewalkfurniture.com. We're at Sidewalk Furniture on Instagram, Facebook. If you want a giveaway of our album, we're giving a few of them to Geek Insider for this event. Just comment down below and we'll get you one. And we also are going to have t-shirts. If you want one of these cool t-shirts with a Spock hand and a UFO, let us know. Yeah.
Now I want one of those.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I think they're so cool. Yeah, they're yeah.
I like
You
it.
see the logo, and there's the Anarchist A too.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Lovely.
Well, very cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Everybody, make sure that you check out Sidewalk Furniture. If you want, like she said, if you want a download of the new album, hit us on wherever platform that you're watching this. Just make a comment. Let us know that you want a copy, or shoot me an email, Matthew@geekinsider.com. Just tell me that you want the code, and as long as I have them, I will hand them out.
Thank y'all so much for having us.
You bet. Thank y'all. Y'all try to enjoy the rest of your Easter Sunday.
You too.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. And Leonardo, we've got our buddy, I was telling you, Eric Smith Gunn, who is with Infuego Entertainment. I don't know if it's him or Pam that is over there. It has been him on the YouTube channel, but he wants to know, where did he go? Oh, there it is. It says, ask Leo what's next on his plate of ingenious ideas.
Ingenious idea. Well, thanks so much to Infuego Entertainment and whoever wrote that. I really appreciate. There are a lot of projects that, if we are able to exit from this quarantine and enter in production, I would really love to start. But for now, we are all stopped. So we are in production of. I'm doing a legendary series that is a series of documentaries that is really cool. And Legendary AD is out already, but we're in production of legendary producer, legendary set photographer, and legendary stunt coordinator. That's really cool, and we are in production when all of this will finish. And you can check it out on legendaryseries.org, that is the whole series, or legendaryad.com, that is the movie that is already out. And then I'm running a project that is an Amazon lessons divided in point of a life and existence of an independent director and how difficult it is and how I did it. That is gonna come out one episode per time soon. And then I'm writing this new TV show that I can't say anything about it rather than I've been contacted by one of the character of The Walking Dead, and I'm very happy to write down with him this concept, and hopefully a studio will pick it up and we are able to publish more news about it. But it's a cool sci-fi, a post-apocalypse again, and completely new. I can't say too much, but it's completely new world. It's not one that exists already in our two universe, if you know what I mean. So I'm very excited. This time for me to stay home and write has been very helpful to be able to catch up.
Right, and we're hearing that from quite a few or several folks. That Eric Smith Gunn was saying the same thing. That he's going to have 10 years worth of writing done in just a few months' time.
And I can't wait to see his stuff as well. I'm very curious. I follow everything that he does. So.
Yeah, we were just lucky enough to meet them a few months ago with a job, and then it just kind of morphed from there. And then, of course, he told us about your show, and so then I had to check it out, and that's how we got in touch. And they're just a great couple. I think Eric Meredith is trying to get Eric in right now, but I don't know if he has the link. But I wanted to say hey to my man Kevin. Kevin, you're dark over there today, bud.
Yeah, it's just. I got to change the lighting around. I've been trying to experiment with a couple different things, but just not quite there yet.
Kevin, you could have lied. You said you went outside, got a nice tan. Could have embellished this.
Right? Yes. I sneak out a couple times, but it's for quick trips, and then I come home and, of course, completely shower and detox and everything else to try to get the Colorado off of me. So,
if you are in a computer, you can open a wide page, so that will bounce some light if you can else. I don't know. That's the trick.
Yeah, I did my phone earlier, but it looked a little bit too Halloween. So
I see.
I kind of strayed away from that.
Perfect.
Yesterday, I had my lamp over to the side, and so I looked like Two-Face all day long.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I moved the lighting today. And of course, it was the same thing I did to Meredith a few weeks ago when we first met Pam and Eric. She was just this little floating head on a black background because she was wearing a black shirt and had a black background, and nobody said anything until after the interview. And then so yesterday, nobody told me I look like Harvey Two-Face.
That's a little too.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going to do something really mean to you guys, and I'm going to give you the link to the next StreamYard because we're actually running a little bit late, and we've got other panels and stuff like that, and I don't want to cut anybody off in the middle. So before we get started, let's hop on the next link. I'm going to drop it in private chat here, and you guys just follow along.
Is that a little better, guys?
You want to do that?
Yeah, Leonardo, you could welcome to join us over on the right-hand side of the screen. You should see some buttons, and one says private chat. If you'll just click that.
Yeah, you guys have been all told.
I need to go right now. I have an obligation, but I will be super happy to be part of this whenever you guys want because it's awesome. I love it, the passion and the energy. Please bring me in whenever you want.
Can we open? When we open the other screen, can we just have Kevin's face and have the Friday the 13th theme playing in the back, so nobody knows what the heck's going on?
If this is too much, I'll go back to the regular old.
No, perfect.
No, stay like that. Stay like that.
Perfect. Leave it.
Where's
All
Rob?
right, so I've got the link in the.
Rob, can Kevin borrow some of that white?
I feel a little Vincent Van Price, a little.
Kevin, check your messenger. I sent you something to help that should use your screen to brighten your face.
All right.
Nice.
I don't know if we really want to do that, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna jump out and jump right back in because when I click on it, it just doesn't seem to want to go there. All right, I'm gonna bail off and come back.
Everybody, make sure that you check out Cyborgs Universe on Amazon Prime. And if you are watching the live right now, the broadcast is going to end for just a minute. Give us a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and re-click, and we will be right back. Leonardo, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. You guys rock. Keep it up.
We're gonna connect you with Eric, so just we'll be in touch with you guys.
Perfect.
And kind of connect you two.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you again.
Thank you.
They're friends.
All right, we're gonna end the. Are they?